Chapter 3. Working with Tables. Database software is now commonly used to store large amounts of data. In a database, data is kept in tables that can have hundreds of thousands of records. Tables are the foundation of any database. Therefore, knowing how to use them is crucial. Even when working with other popular data objects like forms, queries, and reports, we are dealing with tables because that's where all of your data is kept. So, in this chapter, we will learn more about tables. Chapter 3. Database tables. A table is a collection of data that has been organized into rows and columns. The information is kept in a tabular format. A record or tuple is the technical name for a row in a table, while a field or attribute is the technical name for a column in a table. A record is a single horizontal entry in the table. It indicates a collection of connected information about one particular item or entity. A table is made up of numerous records or rows, each of which can be split down into smaller units called fields. The cardinality of a table refers to the number of records it contains, while the degree refers to the number of columns it contains. Understanding data types. Data type or field type refers to the type of data that can be entered into a field. When you create a database table, you need to set data types for each field. For example, in a library database, you might need alphabetical characters for titles, but numbers for book_ID. Fields are usually restricted to a certain data type. The data type of a field affects not only other essential field features like field size, but also how the field is used across the database in objects, calculations, expressions, and so on. Thus, it is crucial to use the proper data type. Here is an explanation of the commonly used data types. Type of data, description, size. Short text, text or combinations of text and numbers including numbers that do not require calculations. Example, phone numbers. Size up to 255 characters. Long text, lengthy text or combinations of text and numbers up to 63,999 characters. Number, numeric data used in mathematical calculations. 1, 2, 4 or 8 bytes, 16 bytes if set to replication ID. Date or time, date and time values for the years 100 through 9999, 8 bytes. Currency, currency values and numeric data used in mathematical calculations involving data with 1 to 4 decimal places. 8 bytes. Auto number, a unique sequential incremented by one number or random number assigned by Microsoft Access whenever a new record is added to a table. 4 bytes, 16 bytes if set to replication ID. Yes and no values are fields that contain only one of two values, yes or no, true or false, or on or off, 1 bit. Understanding data types. Data type or field type refers to the type of data. Understanding keys. In real-world applications, the number of tables necessary for storing data is enormous, and the various tables are also related to one another. As a result, in a relational database, the key plays a crucial function. It's used to find out which rows in a table are unique and to link tables. Primary key, candidate key, alternate key, and foreign key are the distinct sorts of keys in DBMS. Primary key. A primary key is a field used to uniquely identify every record in the database. Sometimes primary keys are obvious. For example, a car number plate could be used to uniquely identify cars. Often, primary keys are less obvious and it is necessary to create a unique value, often an ID number. A primary key is a guaranteed way of uniquely identifying each record in a table. For example, in a table containing information about students, the column roll number behaves as the primary key because every student has a unique roll number. Candidate key. A candidate key is a column or set of columns in a table that can uniquely identify an database record without referring to any other data. Each table may have one or more candidate keys, but one candidate key is unique and it is called the primary key. For example, if the students table also contains columns called stud ID, roll number and email, which obviously are unique for every student in a school, stud ID, roll number and email are called candidate keys. Stud ID, roll number, first name, last name, email. Candidate key, primary key, alternate key. Keys in a table. Alternate key. Alternate key is a candidate key that does not form the primary key. For the above table, if stud ID becomes the primary key, roll number and email are the alternate keys. Foreign key. Foreign key is a column that creates a relationship between two tables. The purpose of foreign keys is to maintain data integrity and allow navigation between two different instances of an entity. It acts as a cross-reference between two tables as it references the primary key of another table. Foreign key is not used to identify the record. It's just used to point to the key attributes of another table. For example, in the orders table, customer ID and product ID both are foreign keys because these are key attributes of another table. So, these attributes act as a cross-reference between two tables. Customers, products, orders, foreign keys. Customer ID, product ID, order quantity, name, age, phone number. Understanding. Creating a database. In Access, you can create a blank database or a special database by using one of the many templates available from the Microsoft website. The steps to creating a database are: Step 1. Open MS Access and click the File tab. Step 2. Choose New. Access displays a variety of database templates you can use. Step 3. Click an icon, such as Blank Database or any other database template. When you click a template, a window appears. You see a preview of your template. Step 4. Click in the File Name text box and type a descriptive name for your database. Step 5. Click the Create button to create your database file. Access displays a blank database with a blank table titled as Table 1 with two fields, ID and Click to Add. You can rename these fields and add more fields to create a table as desired. Creating tables. Because other database objects rely significantly on tables, You should always begin your database design by generating all of the tables before moving on to any other objects. In Access, you can create tables in two views, Data Sheet View and Design View. Using Data Sheet View. Data Sheet View is useful when you need to create a table consisting of a few fields quickly. In this view, Access assigns general names to the fields such as Field 1, Field 2 and so on. You can create a table by adding new fields simply by typing the field names into the column heading placeholders. The steps to be followed are: Step 1. Click the Create tab. Step 2. Click on Table. A new table appears in Data Sheet View. You can start entering data right away, but you should add some fields first. Step 3. Double-click on the column header to create a field name. Step 4. Type a name student_ID for the field. Step 5. Press Enter key. Step 6. Click on the next column. Data Type menu appears. Step 7. Select the data type for the field. For example, select Short Text if you want to add Name field. Step 8. Type a name for the field. Step 9. Repeat steps 6 to 8 to create more fields for the table. Step 10. Once all the fields are defined, right-click on the table and choose Save option from the shortcut menu. Step 11. In the Save As dialog box, type a name for the table and click on OK. You can resize a column by dragging the column border left or right. Using Design View. You can also make your table in Design View for greater control on its structure. You can describe the structure of the table before creating it. Here, you enter your own field names and descriptions and choose your own data type to associate with each field. In Design View, the window is divided into two panes. Field Entry pane for creating field names, specifying data types and entering field descriptions, and Field Properties pane for specifying field properties. 1. The Field Entry area. This allows the user to specify field names and data types. The user can also give a description with each field, though this is optional. While naming a field in Access, the following rules must be followed. A field name can be from 1 to 64 characters long. B. A field name can include letters, numbers, and some special characters. C. The underscore sign is allowed and is often used. D. A field name cannot have full stop, an exclamation mark, or brackets. E. A field name cannot start with a blank space. F. Reserved words must not be used to name fields. G. Ensure two fields are not assigned the same name. If you use the same name twice, a warning will appear. 2. The Field Properties pane. Each field has a set of properties that define and control. These properties include defining its size and format, as well as rules for entries in it. The table below shows some of the common properties associated with data types that you are going to use. Property. Description. Field size. Field size. It is used to specify the number of characters for a text field. The maximum allowed is 255. For number or auto number data type, you may specify it as an integer long integer, single precision number, double precision number, etc. Format. It is used to specify how data is displayed without affecting the actual data as it is stored in the field. Input mask. With this property, you can specify a pattern for all data that will be entered in this field, which helps in ensuring that all data is entered correctly and that it contains the required number of characters. Default value. The value that is specified here will appear as default value in this field each time a new record is added. Required. It is used to specify whether a value is required in this field. If you set it as yes, Access does not allow you to add a new record unless a value is entered for this field. Create table in Design View. Let us now create a table in the Design View. Step 1. Click on the Create tab. Step 2. Click on Table Design option from the Tables group on the ribbon. A blank table will be displayed in Design View. Step 3. Add fields to the table. To enter a field name, click in the Field Name section and type out the field name. Step 4. In the Data Type section, select a data type for the above entered field name. Step 5. In the Description section, add a description about the field. This is optional and can be omitted. Step 6. In the Field Properties pane, select the required properties for the field. For example, to change the field size property for a field, click in the text box given beside the field size property. Delete the given value and type a new value in its place. Similarly, double-click in the Allow Zero Length field so that it changes to No. We have just made our field a required field. All records must have a value in this field and it can't contain just a blank string. Step 7. Select all the required fields. Select their data types and properties using the steps described above. Once the table has been configured, go to Step 8. Set a primary key. Step 8. Right-click on the required field and select Primary Key from the context menu that appears. This makes the field a primary key field. Once you have done this, you will see a little key icon to the left of the field. Save the table. Step 9. Right-click on the Table tab and select Save from the drop-down list. In the Save As dialog box, enter a name for the table and click on OK. The table will be saved by the given name and will appear listed in the navigation pane in the main database window. Using Design. Inserting data in the table. In above sections, you learnt about creating the structure of the table and adding primary key to the table. You can now insert the records in the table from Data Sheet view. Step 1. Right-click on the table in the navigation pane and click on Open option. Or just double-click in the table in navigation pane. Access will open the table in Data Sheet view, which looks very similar to the Excel spreadsheet. Step 2. Click in the first field that you want to use and then enter your data. To move to the next field in the same row, press Tab. Use the right or left arrow keys or click in the cell in the next field. To add more records, move to the next row in a table. Use the up or down arrow keys or click in the cell you want to and add data. Editing data in the table. Once a record has been entered in the table, you might want to change the entered data. Follow the following steps for the same. Step 1. Double-click in the cell whose data is to be changed. Step 2. Type the new data in the cell. As soon as you start typing the new information in the cell, you will observe a pencil symbol in the row. It indicates that the record is being edited. Step 3. Press Enter key after completing the editing. Step 4. Click on Save button or press Ctrl+S to save the changes. Editing data in Sum up. Tables are the main database objects. All other objects like forms and records use and manipulate data stored in the tables. A table consists of several records or rows. Each record can be broken into several smaller entities known as fields. The number of records in a table is called its cardinality, and the number of columns present in the table is called its degree. A data type is the type of data, integer, text, menu, etc. that can be entered into a particular field. Different kinds of data values also need different amounts of memory to store them and have different operations that can be performed on them. A primary key is a field used to uniquely identify every record in the database. Data sheet view is used to enter data in a table. Table design view in Access allows more control over table structure. Sum up.